Valley Club, with the overabundance of characters in Marvel Strike Force, sometimes, especially for new and mid-game players, it can get overwhelming deciding which characters to build now, which ones to put on the back burner for later, and that's what we're gonna help you with in this video. We are counting down the best characters to farm right now in Marvel Strike Force, newly updated list for September of 2025. And if you're ready for it, you know to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're ready to streamline your farming process for characters. We're gonna count down the best characters to farm right now, newly updated list for September of 2025. And we do this list every so often, keeping you up to date on which characters are the best to farm in Marvel Strike Force. Only 3 holdovers from the last time we did this list, so pretty much a brand new list. If you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Marvel Strike Force video goes up. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. But before we get into this countdown, I do want to talk about how I value these characters, why I value them like that, and which characters are and are not eligible for this list. And as far as the valuation, it's always been Arena, then Raids, and then War, Crucible. Everything else is kind of for fun. Now, Arena I still think is the top game mode. I'm kind of questioning my decision at this point about the raids because of the normal Annihilation raids with no Omega, which means that you don't need the latest and greatest raid team. So for this list, I am going to still value it Arena, then Raids, and then everything else. And then a little special consideration to Dark Dimension. This does not take into account any legendaries that you might still need to farm, like Shadow King, Old Man Logan, Green Goblin Classic, the characters you need to unlock them. So if you don't have them unlocked, make sure you get them unlocked. But this will help you for Arena, Raids, and then everything else. And as far as which characters are eligible, well, basically, if you can farm them, they're eligible. And the way I define farming, if they're on a node, they're in a store, they're permanent legendary, and if you could get daily shards for them like Juggernaut, like Zombie Juggernaut or something like that. So all of these characters, no matter how good they are, they're not going to be eligible for this list. So all our Dark Dimensions / Professor X Saga characters, some of the more recent legendaries, and just Blastar and Quasar, because right now there's nowhere to get Quasar shards. Blastar is on this list, but because after his events go away, we're not sure how he's going to be available. Same thing with No. After Battle World goes away, not sure how we're going to get shards for him. So he is on this list until he has a permanent location. And of course, the latest characters, the Cursed Fantastic Four MCU, the Hellfire Club, the Insidious 6 are all not eligible for this list. So let's clear this off. And let's talk about the characters that are newly available since the last time we made this list. The 2 questionable ones are Old Man Logan and Shadow King. Chat this morning was saying that these characters are available on a semi-weekly basis, so it rotates. So Old Man Logan is on a bi-weekly basis, and same thing for Shadow King. The rest of the legendary events don't show up, but Shadow King does show up if you have him at 7 red stars. So I haven't confirmed that, but I am going to include them on this list. Zombie Juggernaut through free web claims is available on a daily basis as well. And Jean Grey, Hercules both became farmable. Same thing with the, what is this team? The Liberty team. We have the Starjammers, we have the Vigilantes, and we have the Thunderbolts, all now eligible for this list. Let's clear this off and start the countdown for September of 2025. And coming in at number 10 this month, brand new on this list. Most of these characters on this list are brand new. We have 3 repeats, but coming in at number 10 this month is, boom, Vulture, new member of sort of the Insidious 6. He doesn't have that tag, but he is on that raid team with this with them. And the main reason that he kind of fell off of the meta is because of his old stats. He did, previous to his Insidious 6 rework, did have those pre-Ares stats, but always had a solid kit. Now his rework wasn't that solid, but now that he has the tags and he's a member of the Insidious 6, and you can still slot him into that Sinister 6 with War and Crucible. Very, very good character at this point. And the thing that stands out to me about Vulture is his turn meter manipulation. Starting with his pass, it fills speed bar for 10%, plus speed bar for 10% hero enemy, and also fills the speed bar for Insidious 6 allies as well if he has 2 or more Insidious 6 allies. Big AoE, which reduces turn meter on his ultimate. AoE 320% damage and reduces turn meter for all enemies by 25%. Special also manipulates turn meter attacks and primary and adjacent targets, 300% damage, and applies slow for 2 turns. Also clears the positive effects and applies offense down, but the turn meter manipulation comes from the slow, gets a lot of extra focus as well. So very, very good character. We'll need him in the raids, like I said, and like with the rest of the Sinister 6, Cosmic Crucible and War is where they're gonna be valuable. 79% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have him as a raider, and if you want to farm him, he is available in this raid store and raid orb right now. Back to the list, coming at number 9 this month, and also a new character on this list is Lilandra. Now, she is on this list mainly because she is required. The only character that's required for a Dark Dimension or a mythical character unlock, she is required in the Professor X saga, which has never been done before. We had options to choose. So Lilandra is on this list mainly because she's required in the Professor X saga, but also a very good Cosmic Crucible character, also decent in War as well. And I think my favorite part of her kit is on her passive. The first time she drops below 50% health, summons a Gladiator. It triggers only once per match, but Gladiator, he is still a very strong pre-taunt tank in this game, and even this summon Gladiator with less stats is still kind of a nuisance to get around if you're facing a very big Lilandra. She has an AoE on her ultimate as well. It is got, if she has 3 or more Starjammer allies, reduces the positive effects duration on each enemy by 2. Positive effects that has a duration of 0 expires instantly, including safeguard. So kind of a mini endgame Thanos effect. Very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Unfortunately, she's mainly on this list because of her Dark Dimension, or Professor X saga value and the Cosmic Crucible value. So not really great in Arena or the raids, but is useful in other places as well. And if you want to farm her, she's on a note. Villains Hard 7.6 is where you can get more Lilandra shards. And 88% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider equipped on Lilandra. But back to the list, coming at number 8 this month. First character that is returning, and she did drop 2 spots, it is Oath. Valuable member of the Night Stalkers. Still very, very good in the game, but Night Stalkers seem to have less use, especially hybrid teams with Oath in the game. They're still one of the teams that you need for the raids, so a very important raid team. Oath goes into many hybrid teams in Cosmic Crucible and hybrid teams in War, so still has a lot of value. If we take a look at her in the game, the big thing that stands out to me is that opening AoE attack. Openings with 320% piercing, exposed, bleed, heal blocks, does even more in the raids, more damage against enemies with safeguard. But I like this passive, what it does on spawn on offense. So great for mirror matches where you're facing Night Stalkers, because she's not going to get this if they're on defense. But on offense, filling speed brought by 5% for self and all allies. So this is filling the speed bar. This is a little different than what Emma does and what Apocalypse does, which is manipulating the speed stat. This is manipulating the speed bar. So kind of another turn meter manipulator like Vulture on this list here in Oath. She is very, very good and has those post-airy stats, so very valuable in the game. If you want to farm Oath, you could get her in the War Supply store. Yeah, it's got a chance to find in a War Supply store, so it's not always going to be there. And as far as her ISO 8, 93% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Oath. All right, but back to the list. Also returning to this list and dropping 2 spots is the running mate of Oath. It is Blade. I think Blade is slightly better than Oath. I'd like some of his kits better, but pretty much where you're going to use Oath, you are going to probably use Blade. A lot of times when you're slotting these into hybrid teams, Oath and Blade go hand in hand with each other, and just a great combo with each other. You're gonna find value with them in the raids. The Night Stalkers are still valuable in the raids right now, and Crucible and War are where you're gonna probably create some hybrid teams that feature Blade and Oath. Moving on to Blade in the game, why I find him so valuable? Well, he has some huge damage, usually opening with his ultimate, attacking the primary target, 290% piercing, reducing speed bar, 25%, stealing 20% of health from the primary target, redistributing the health and bypassing heal blocks, and then also does a lot of that to the adjacent targets as well. Adjacent targets, 320% damage, reducing speed bar, again, 25% health, clearing immunity, disrupted 2 turns. Very strong move. Also on his passive, he gets some drain as well. Characters killed by him cannot be revived. But if we go down here, 30% drain, and Night Stalker's ally also gained that 30% drain. So it's great on his own. He's great with the Night Stalker. It's great paired with Oath. And if we go and see where he is farmable, you can get more of him in the Crucible supply store, kind of like the War store. There's a chance to find a Crucible supply store. And as far as his ISO 8, 95% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Blade. Back to the list though, coming in at number 6 this month. Also newly on this list is my boy Hitmonkey. I like this character. I like this team. Member of the Vigilante. So these are the entire team is going to give you a lot of value in the raids, but the Vigilantes are kind of like the modern day Spider Society, where they are a raid team, but they're also very valuable in whatever content you could bring them into. Not arena, but very good as a full team in Cosmic Crucible, very good as a full team in War, and Hitmonkey brings that damage and that destruction. Taking a look at his kit, what really stands out to me is his damage. Now, he also has some counterattacks on turn or on an enemy turn when vulnerable. If that character's health is full, attack the enemy with the highest health, ignoring taunt, stealth, 200% piercing, one more vulnerable up to a maximum of 5, and if this character's health is not full, heal self for 10% of his health as well. Enemy death, ability energy for self, and in the raids for Vigilantes as well. Big stun and damage with this opening ultimate here. Stun, trauma, piercing damage, bonus damage as well. Very strong attack, and the special does a lot of damage as well. Chain to 4 targets within 2 spaces of the primary target. So really like Hitmonkey and what he brings to the entire Vigilante team. Very strong character. We go and check out where he is farmable. It is in the arena store. So yeah, if you get some arena credits, get some power cores, and get more Hitmonkey shards if you don't already have them. Very good. And as far as his ISO 8 class Raider, 88% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Raider attached to Hitmonkey. Moving back to this list and continuing the countdown, moving on to the number 5 spot is the running mate of Hitmonkey. Coming in is the mustard version of Daredevil, the modern version of Daredevil. And he's a good character as well. Coming in, same use of the Vigilantes as Hitmonkey. Going to be valuable in the raids, and as a full team, very valuable in Crucible and War as well. And I forgot to mention this with Hitmonkey, but you could take this full team into Dark Dimension City section. They are gonna dominate. Now, they are all skills, so you might want to switch them up and not bring the full team just because of the resources and all that skill gear that you would need. But if you have the resources, you can bring them into a lot of the content in the game, except for Arena, and they will be very dominant. Going into look at Daredevil Modern, he does a lot. Nothing one specific stands out about him, but he kind of heals. He has a little bit of heal. He has a taunt, safeguard, so he is the protector of the team. When an enemy vulnerable is attacked, heal self and Vigilantes for 5% of his character's max health. More in the raids, gives more accuracy as well. They give block chance as well, so you can't blind the Vigilantes when Daredevil Modern is an ally. He has a big attack on the ultimate primary targets, 380% damage, clearing negative effects from self and all allies. So he has a nice cleanse there, and he has the slow stands out to me on this special, but he's a lot more than the slow. Slow for 2 turns, defense down for 2 turns, offense down for 2 turns, primary and adjacent target. No, just the primary target. Filling self, flip negative effects to positive effects in self and vigilante allies. So another cleanse there, heal all self and vigilante allies, 15% of this character's max health. So does a bunch of different things, mainly the taunt, mainly the healing is what I think about, but yeah, he does a lot. And that special, that slow, I remember that helping a lot in the negative zone against Odin. But as far as where you could get Daredevil Modern, well, he is in the Crucible supply store, also in the Spotlight raid orb, but mainly you could get him in Crucible supply store. And 81% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Daredevil Modern. Back to the list And coming in at number 4, we're getting close to the end, guys. But number 4 on this list, moving up 4 spots from last time, is our boy, the Punisher, Mr. Frank Castle, showing his dominance in Marvel Strike Force. And I like this character for a bunch of different reasons. And he was pretty good for a few different reasons previous to his rework with the Vigilantes. He is a very cheap character. So if you bring him to Dark Dimension City or Professor X City, he is going to give you a lot of value after that because of his inclusion on the Vigilante team, but is also going to give you a lot of value for that because he's pretty cheap. So I like his opening AoE. He has an opening AoE that is very strong for Vigilante allies, also going to clear a barrier from all enemies. And he's going to attack the primary target, then an AoE attack. So 500% piercing on the primary target, 250% on everyone else. Also, his passive counterattacks. I love this counterattack. When an enemy has a Vigilante ally, only on a full Vigilante team though, but when he is on a full Vigilante team, 4 more Vigilante allies, counterattacking for 125% piercing. I love this. This is probably my favorite part about him on that Vigilante team, because anytime they're attacked, Punisher, boom, hits him with his big gun here, and then transfer positive effect to from the primary target to itself, except for Taunt, and all Vigilante and military allies as well. Attacks the primary and adjacent targets for piercing damage. So very, very tough cookie and Punisher. I like what he does with the Vigilante team. And if you want to farm Punisher, he's available on normal, not even the hard. Normal heroes 1/6. So brand new players can probably get as Punisher starts on day 1 and start to work towards that unlock and get some value later on with that Vigilante team. 73% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Punisher. But back to the list. Coming in at number 3, newly on this list, is the only member of the Fantastic Four MCU on this list. It is Johnny Storm. He is the Human Torch. Very, very good character. And I use him on arena offense. Normally, I'm using 2 of the Fantastic Four MCU in Franklin Richards and Invisible Woman. On defense, I have Mr. Fantastic MCU. On offense, in arena, the first arena meta character on this list is the Human Torch. I use Human Torch with the rest of the MCU characters there. So very good character. He is going to give you valuable. He's going to give you value in arena. And like a lot of these arena teams, using him on a full team will also be very strong in Crucible, War. Yeah, great, decent pick for Dark Dimension. And the Professor X Saga and any other like towers or pocket dimensions will be very strong in there as well. And what I like about Human Torch is his damage. I think about him for his damage, but also has a strong passive. On turn, he's going to flip 3 negative effects to positive effects on self. So it's going to be hard to debuff him because he's going to flip them on his turn. And the other good thing on a team of at least 2 other Fantastic Four allies, doesn't need to be Fantastic Four MCU allies. Whenever he successfully attacks an enemy, prolong the duration of all negative effects, exclude not trauma, not silence, not ability to block and stun, but pretty much everything else to a maximum of 3. Opens with this special. Offense up for 2 turns, offense up for 1 turn to the rest of the allies, and attacking the primary target 270% damage and gets an assist, applies heal block, and then big AoE, clearing all barrier from enemies. Big AoE attack, 400% damage, offense down, heal block, and 2 bleeds, and it's unavoidable as well. Human Torch, very, very good character, and is the only Fantastic Four MCU character on this list. But if you want to farm him, pretty easy in the Blitz Orb and the Blitz Supply Store. So if you've been playing for a while, you have them unlocked right now if you have enough Blitz supplies. Or enough supply credits. It's not Blitz supplies anymore. It's all supply credits at this point. And as far as his ISO 8 class, 82% of users on MarvelStrikeForce.com have Striker attached to Human Torch. I think Raider would be a great one as well. But back to the list, coming in at number 2, another character involved in the arena meta, and that is Emma Frost. Yeah, Emma Frost is involved in the arena meta right now. It is based on the Fantastic Four. And if you have Professor X in there as well. But if you want to try to get in front of Professor X, Emma Frost passive, where she reduces the speed stat of enemy characters. That's how you're going to get in front of them. Very, very strong. She's been a turn meter manipulator for a while, even without stat upgrades. And now she has stat upgrades. She's a little better. She also had a minor rework as well to some of her stats. And if we go into game, the main thing that stands out to me about her is minus 10% speed to all enemies. This is true speed stat, not necessarily turn meter. So it's a little different. She's also going to heal herself 15% of her max health on spawn, on turn as well. The ultimate is a very strong attack, clearing positive effects from all enemies. So it cleanses on all enemies from their positive effects. And you got mind controlling 2 enemy or ally characters with the most damage. So yeah, so she's not going to do direct damage. She has a lot of support, but she could help you get more damage on the enemies by either calling enemy characters or your allies to attack that enemy that you ultimate on. This is a strong move. Mainly, I think about this the cleanse, clearing all negative effects for self and all allies. Also gets some barriers, so helps with some survivability as well. The slow is good as well. But yeah, Emma Frost is a strong character, one of the better support characters in the game, and because of the way her passive reads, and now that she has post-Aerie stats, I think she's gonna be involved in the meta for a little while, even after the Hellfire Clubs fades away. Now, if you want to farm, what is her name? Emma Frost, she's available on Heroes 6.6. So again, not hard heroes, normal heroes 6.6. So available pretty early on. And she has a couple ISO 8 classes on MarvelStrikeForce.com. Number 1, 55% is healer, but Striker is also a good class for her. I think I have Raider for her. It's probably some Crucible room or something like that. So, but healer and Striker are the 2 most popular classes on MarvelStrikeForce.com. Back to the list though, and at the number 1 spot this month, it's probably my favorite character in the game, and I admit I'm super biased about this, but it is Silver Sable, my favorite character in the game right now, newly on this list and is at the number 1 spot. Now, I had a tough time deciding because Emma is involved in the arena meta, so is Human Torch. But at least for me, I think Silver Sable is strong enough in all the other game modes that even though she's not involved in the arena meta, I think she is kind of what makes the Vigilantes tick, at least for me, outside of the raid. So she's in this top spot, meaning that she makes the Vigilantes work a lot better in War and Crucible. Obviously, you need them for the raids, but she gets a top spot this month. Also, a great choice for the Professor X and Dark Dimension. If we go into the game, see why she is go. Really, the only really thing I think about is this passive, or not the passive, the ultimate right here. Heal block for 2 turns, disrupted for 2 turns, clearing barrier from all enemies. On offense, this character 4 more vigilante allies. Reduce the duration of all positive effects by 2 on all enemies. So another one of those positive effect decaying type moves here. Then comes a big AoE, 320% damage, 1 vulnerable, up to a maximum of 5. More stuff on War offense, but she's going to gain 500% extra focus and cannot be counterattacked with this move. Passive is also very strong, does some nice things in the raids, but outside the raids, you're going defense down to each character that is successfully attacked by this character. And on offense, if she has a full vigilante team, lower the enemy dodge chance by 100%. So all those evades mean nothing in the face of Silver Sable on a full vigilante team. Very, very good character. Like I said, I think she's my favorite character as far as gameplay wise in the game. Actually, oh man, Logan, but second favorite character in the game right now is Silver Sable. And if you want to farm her, she is in a spotlight raid orb, but main place is going to be that War supply section. So a couple places that gets her shards. Very, very good character. Let me know what you think of this list. Do you agree with these selections? Do you disagree with these selections? Do want to talk about a few honorable mentions that were not on this list. Endgame Thanos, very, very strong character. He's not involved in the arena or the raids right now, but still, the Endgame Thanos, Unrested Annihilators, very good in Crucible and War. Storm and Jean Grey, members of the Uncanny Avengers, which you need in not only the Spotlight, but the Annihilation raids, but also very good part of the Immortal X-Men, which now with Rachel Summers is a little better in Cosmic Crucible. So those are great characters. Elektra, we didn't mention one member of the Vigilantes, and that is Elektra, not because she's bad, just because some of these other characters I feel are a little better. And then let's talk about some full teams that are still needed. The rest of the Thunderbolts, you still need them for the raids, probably not for the rest of the game modes, but still very good in the raids. The rest of the Night Stalkers as well, and if you're building up the Insidious 6 for the raids, might as well build up Chakra as well. So those are the honorable mentions. Hopefully you got some value from the video today and helps to organize which characters you want to farm. If you did get some value from the video, leave the video a like, check out some of the other videos on the channel, check me out on social media, and if you want to see what are the 10 best teams in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, guys. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.